I will scream and yell about this as long as it takes. If you have seen me on this channel, you know this is something I'm passionate about. Donald Trump is facing serious cognitive decline, and it is more and more clear every single day. I think part of the problem is people know Donald Trump as somebody to say ridiculous things and rant incoherently. All of that has been normalized. But now more than ever, like now compared to a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, certainly 4 years ago, it is so much worse, so much different. I want to walk you through a few things today that you may have not seen, including Caroline Leavitt's press conference from yesterday talking about Donald Trump going to Walter Reed Hospital. Let's get into this. Before we do, though, my name is Chris Mowry. I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, there's a link to my YouTube channel in the description down below. You guys have been showing so much love lately with me in this new studio. I've been trying to ramp up not only the production quality, but actually the quantity of videos I make. So if you want to check it out in the description down below, it would mean so much. Getting closer and closer to 100,000 subscribers. On this channel, we're trying to build something big to punch back against MAGA media is what I call it. The Republicans right now, they have this media machine that is so it's a well-oiled machine of disinformation, if I may be frank. And we're trying to compete against it. Not only compete against it, but beat it moving into 2026 and 2028. And if you want to help us out, be a part of this growing community, all you have to do is hit subscribe down below. It goes such a long way. Let's start here before I show you the video of Caroline Leavitt. This is pretty interesting. Trump's cognitive collapse is clear from a psychologist. This was posted by the Daily Beast yesterday. I want to play this clip and we'll talk about it after. Take a look.
Personality disorder. The other thing, though, about his recent talks is we talked about his confusing Harvard and Harlem. Recently, he's been confusing India and Iran. You know, he's been talking about Pakistan being at war with Iran, and he's trying to broker a peace. And he says Iran several times when he's talking about India.
As an example, if you look at Pakistan and Iran, I told them I was in the midst of negotiating a trade deal with Iran, and Pakistan was going to be in line.
Well, Chris, what do those two countries have in common? You know, they begin with I.
Right.
That's sort of like Harvard and Harlem. So that's the level of free association we're talking about.
And is that just because he's the president and he's got a lot of details to keep on top of? I mean, I agree that getting India and Iran confused is potentially a deadly mistake. But is there any benefit of the doubt you could give him that he's, trying to master a ton of detail here?
Well, look, as an older person, I tend to give people a lot of benefit of the doubt. I mean, even on my own podcast, sometimes I say, oh, yeah, the person from Germany, what's his name? Then we have to edit that out. But he tends to mishmash them together in a way that shows a deeper level of thought disorder. For example, the other thing he was saying about India and Pakistan is he's saying, well, I think he's starting to say India now. He's saying, well, India's had a lot of change of leadership. They haven't really been stable. That's true of Pakistan. It's not true of India. So first he confuses their names, then he confuses the countries themselves.
Very, very interesting. Again, I always say take this with a grain of salt because obviously, this person may be a psychologist, but the only people who can, make that determination are, people standing with Donald Trump, Donald Trump's doctor, frankly, which unfortunately I think Donald Trump's doctor / psychologist, if Donald Trump has a psychologist, certainly his doctor is at the will of this rising executive authority. I don't think the doctor would have a job anymore if he said Donald Trump is facing some issues here with, whether physical or mental. I'm going to sign off on this and give it to Congress. I don't think that's in his best interest, which is unfortunate. On that note, Caroline Leavitt was asked yesterday at the White House about Donald Trump going to Walter Reed Hospital. Let's take a look.
And then one follow-up question. Any more details on the president's Walter Reed visit? The readout from his doctor mentioned advanced imaging. What procedure was he referring to?
Advanced imaging is something that presidents receive and people receive when they go to the doctor. And so we provide a detailed readout of that physical, and I would encourage you back to that. Presidents and I don't know the exact imaging that took place, but as the physician's note said, the president is in incredibly good shape, and I think that's evidenced here every single day.
What type of answer was that? Advanced imaging is something that doctors do with patients every day when they go. What? No. First of all, that's not how that works. But I just think it's a really funny. So you can see Caroline Leavitt on the stage, like panicking, like, how do I answer this question? But curious what advanced imaging Donald Trump, what procedure he had, as in, did he have an MRI or a CT scan? Why does he need advanced imaging? Interesting. Let's go to the next clip here.
As the physician's note said, the president is in incredibly good shape, and I think that's evidenced here every single day.
And at the end of that clip, it's evident every day that Donald Trump is in immaculate health, the oldest president ever, with bruises on his hands and swelling of his ankles and looking more orange than ever and confusing the names of countries and being laughed at around the world. Sure. Let's go to the next clip.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you.
In addition to the ballroom and the Rose Garden
I'm going
patio,
into the back. Sorry. Go ahead.
In addition to the ballroom and the Rose Garden patio, is the president looking at any other renovations or significant kind of projects here at the White House?
Not to my knowledge, no. But he's a builder at heart, clearly, and so his heart and his mind is always churning about how to improve things here on the White House grounds. But at this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority.
Wow. The president's main priority is the ballroom. Inflation is rising, the labor market. We're seeing the slowest pace of hiring that this country has seen, excluding the pandemic, since 2009. No one can find a job. Inflation is rising no matter if Donald Trump says it to be true or not. He can get on a stage and say, I've crushed inflation and we're all doing great. It's not the reality. Americans are really struggling right now, and the president's main priority is a ballroom that is being funded by God knows who. He says it's his own personal dollars, but okay, sure, right. And I'm 6'8" and I play for the Los Angeles Lakers. We can all just, make things up. It doesn't make them true. But that's a pretty stunning quote. If I was a Democrat, if I could give some advice to the Democrats, if I know a thing or two, I would clip that right there. The president's main focus is the ballroom, and run it in ads all the time because the economy is shit because of Donald Trump, and his main focus is the ballroom. And Gavin Newsom responding to that clip and saying, good to know. Yeah, exactly. Good to know. Gavin Newsom's been killing it lately on the PR, by the way. Let me know what you think of Gavin in the comments down below. Chuck Schumer responding, saying, honestly, you can't make this shit up. I mean, true. Well said. And again, on the cognitive decline point, while he's focused on ballrooms and running around doing all this, you can look at any one of his True Social posts and determine that this individual is not well. Any one of them. And it's crazy that some of them are not talked about more. I'll get to one in a second. He's posting like AI videos of himself from Fox News. It's very bizarre. But just no videos, just him typing is crazy. Ask former President Barack Hussein Obama whether or not he really believes that in 2020 Joe Biden got 15 million more votes than he did in 2012. Additionally, ask him why it is that Joe Biden beat Obama in every single swing state with the black vote in 2020, even though black voters hate him, but in no other state. The 2020 election was an illegal scam hoax that the people of our great country will never forget. Does this individual seem well to you? I am convinced, I am so convinced these days that people who really like Trump, true like hardcore MAGA, really just anyone who likes Trump, who is fond of this individual, does not watch him. I challenge anybody who likes Trump to sit down and watch a full press conference or speech, start to finish. I'm convinced they don't do it. They don't even look at clips. They don't even read what he says. I mean, I'm a 23-year-old who, not the greatest school student, to be frank, and I can write better than this. What is this? I don't even understand. This is grammatically a disaster. That's not even mentioning the actual contents of what he's saying. Again, not just mental, but also physical. This is a video that I'm going to play on mute here. This is the 9/11 memorial event from this year. And every time I see this video and pictures from this event, I'm convinced it's AI. It's like I have to go look up and make sure that this is real. But this is real. This is the official C-SPAN footage. Donald Trump's mouth and the side of his face are drooping significantly. Like one side of his face in this video, as you see. I mean, that's pretty significant. Nope. And nobody wants to ask what's going on there? I feel like somebody should.
Leonard E. Taylor.
Sandra C. Taylor.
And on that point, I want to bring it to this video that I think is so great. I mean, if you want to have this conversation with any MAGA friend or family member, I always say, show them this video from a while ago.
Stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal.
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out by
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
the late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable, Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words,
The failing New York Times by really anonymous.
struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb, and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities.
Thank God he's the president of the United States and doesn't have a critical responsibility. I do like this video because, again, with our attention spans being just so low these days and people scroll, which I get. I'm not immune to that. This is a good one. Strikes the interest. It's a good video. Regardless of all that, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And do me a favor, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't be afraid to take a break from social media. I know this can be very exhausting sometimes, especially politically. It's okay to take a day or two. Go out with friends or family, go on a walk, get a drink, go to dinner, do whatever you want. Go to a movie by yourself. Turn off your phone. Why not? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. We're going to get through this time one day at a time. Take it one day at a time. I believe in you. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, my name is Chris Mallory, filling in for Adam Mockler. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the Adam Mockler channel. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next video.